So we can see from our example sentences that used to is used to talk about things that... Hey everyone, what's up? My name is Cashlyn. Welcome to my English learning channel. Today we are going to be looking at 3 phrases in English that can be very confusing to tell apart. Used to, be used to, and get used to. They all sound very similar, and 2 of them are used in nearly the same way. So it's absolutely understandable that people get these mixed up. But not to worry, in today's lesson I'll be explaining how to use these and giving you a bunch of examples so you can get it right every single time. Let's get into the video. Let's start with used to. Used to is a modal verb that we use to talk about things that happened regularly in the past but don't happen anymore. Because we use used to talk about things in the past, we should always use it in a past tense sentence. And the sentence structure looks like this: subject, used to, verb. For example, I used to live in London, or I used to play soccer. These sentences mean, in the past, I lived in London and I played soccer, but I don't do those things anymore. I no longer live in London and I no longer play soccer. Confusingly, we can also use used to say the opposite. To say that things didn't happen in the past and now they happen regularly. We can say this by using used to in a negative sentence. And the structure looks like subject, didn't used to, verb. Notice how in this structure we say used to instead of used to. This is because the past tense of this sentence is already indicated by the word didn't, so we don't need to change use into used. Some example sentences are, she didn't used to spend so much money. This means that in the past, she didn't spend a lot. She mostly saved her money. But now she regularly spends most of her money. Another example sentence is, he didn't used to be so good at running. This means that in the past, he wasn't a good runner, but now he's improved a lot and he's very good. We can also use never used to say the same thing. For example, I never used to cook very often. That means in the past, I didn't cook, but now I do it often. We can also ask questions using used to. The structure that we most often use for this is didn't subject used to verb. For example, didn't you used to work here? This question means, I know that you don't work here anymore, but didn't you work here in the past? So we can see from our example sentences that used to is used to talk about things that did happen in the past and don't happen now, or didn't happen in the past and do happen now. This is very different from how we use be used to and get used to. These 2 phrases are used to talk about something that was strange or weird to us at first, but now we've gotten familiar with it. Now it feels normal to us. Let's first look at how we use be used to. To be used to something means that thing was at first unfamiliar to you. You found it weird, strange, or uncomfortable. However, now it seems completely normal. It's usual and familiar. We can use be used to in any tense. You just need to make sure that you change the verb be into the correct tense form. The structure looks like subject, be used to, something. For example, now that I've lived in America for 1 year, I'm used to driving on the right side of the road. This means that when I first moved to America, driving on the right side of the road was unfamiliar to me. It felt very weird and uncomfortable. But now that I've lived there for 1 year, I'm used to it. It's become very normal for me. Another example is, he was used to staying up late, so he didn't feel sleepy. We can also use be used to in a negative sentence by saying subject be not used to something. For example, the dog is scared. He is not used to new people. This means that the dog is scared. He feels uncomfortable because he's not familiar with these new people. Now let's talk about the phrase get used to. Get used to is related in meaning to be used to. They're used in quite similar ways. However, get used to can mean that something is, was, or will become familiar with something. Get used to, just like be used to, can be used in any tense. Just ensure to change the verb form. The structure goes like subject, get used to something. For example, I'm still getting used to waking up early in the morning. This means that in the past, waking up early was definitely not normal for me at all. Now it's become slightly normal for me, but it's still not completely normal. Another example is, I didn't like this haircut at first, but I've gotten used to it and I don't mind it now. And a final example, I will never get used to this hot weather. So that is the difference between used to, be used to, and get used to. To sum up today's video, used to is used to talk about things that didn't happen in the past and do happen now, or did happen in the past and don't happen now. And be used to and get used to are used to talk about us becoming more familiar with something that was odd or weird to us at first. I hope you all found this video interesting and helpful, and that it cleared up any confusion that you might have about using used to, be used to, and get used to. If you'd like to practice, feel free to leave some sentences down in the comments and I'll give you some feedback. Please, if you found this video useful, leave me a like and subscribe before you go if you would like to see more of my English lessons. You can also contact me on my social media if you have any questions. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!